Hi everybody, welcome to SocialPost Academy. I am Rachna Reddy. Today we have Sri Prasad Onkar garu, Associate Professor at Department of Design IIT Hyderabad. Also, he is a Principal Investigator for Code Project. Let's talk to Sir and know what is code actually. Hi Sir, let's start with what is code and how would you explain to a regular student?
Yeah, hi, good morning. And see, Center of Design Excellence, shortly known as CODE, is a center of excellence in design disciplines at Department of Design, IIT Hyderabad. And it has been established with the support of Telangana government Directorate of Industries. And together we have been doing activities in skilling, course development, and supporting MSME activities.
What is the vision behind establishing it?
So, vision behind establishing Center of Design Excellence was way back when we started the department itself. We always felt that there is a need for translating whatever academic activities which we do to the industries and other stakeholders. So, that was the grand idea which we started with. But sometime in 2022 onward, when I took the charge as head of the department, we wanted to establish a kind of a consultancy wing of design so that we can directly connect with industries and benefit from that. So, with that intention, we have been developing some initiatives where we can reach out to industries and all. But at the same time, we also happened to interact with some of the state government agencies at that time, and they were also in the process. If I remember, in 2019, we conducted something called as World Design Organization General Assembly in Hyderabad. So that was a big event in Hyderabad where we also celebrated that as a Hyderabad Design Week. So through that engagement, the state government also envisioned something called as National Design Center (NDC), which is a pan-India organization, and that was the initial discussion with the state government. So later on, these things did not materialize much, but with that connection, when they were approaching central government for this particular project called RAMP, Raising and Accelerating MSMEs Performance, they wanted to emphasize the role of design for MSMEs, and they approached us so that they asked us if we can include IIT Hyderabad as one of the partners. So we were happy to formulate the initial ideas of how industry, academia, and government collaboration can work. So that was the beginning point with which it started, and now we are in the process of implementing projects which are primarily driven by the RAMP objectives.
And who were the key people or the institution helped in evolving this code?
So key people, yes, we at the Department of Design at IIT Hyderabad were initially it was a brainchild of many of our internal discussions, but for the first time when we submitted this as a proposal to our institute, our director Professor B.S. Murthy is very encouraging, and then he said that this is something which has to happen, and it all came together and that was the time when we were also discussing with many government agencies, and that time I remember there was this special chief secretary Sri Ranjanji who was on our campus for some event, and we had this initial discussion, and later on there are many people who got onboarded with this, and currently there are people from Directorate of Industries. That time when the project gets started, Professor Malsoor, Dr. Malsoor, he was the director of industries. So he was the one who initially put all the guidelines and other things for us to work with government. And this is primarily driven by the current joint director who is monitoring the whole project, Sri Madhukar Babuji. And under those aegis, we are now executing multiple interventions for both students, industries, and other stakeholders.
Okay, sir. Looking back, what is the defining moment to start this code in Telangana?
So, as I said, Telangana has a very good ecosystem for innovation and startups, especially say with institutions like T-Hub, T-Works, and there are many other. Conventionally, Hyderabad has been one of the places for all these innovative industries, whether it is defense, pharma, So
IT.
it's an IT is again major stakeholder in this. So to facilitate all these industries, there was this need which was envisioned that there has to be an design institute. And just before the bifurcation, when the state was bifurcated into two, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, before that there was a proposal to set up a national institute of design. And then for some administrative reasons it was set up in Vijayawada. But since the beginning there was this need for setting up these things. But when this initiative came as a part of ramp initiative, and I feel that was one of the defining movements which actually gave the impetus to all these activities which currently we are doing with the Center of Design Excellence.
IIT is known for engineering.
Yes.
But what is code in IIT?
So code is a center of excellence which is part of a department of design. And I think it's also benefit for all the viewers or your audience that how in an engineering centric institute we operate a design school. Because design is more interdisciplinary. We get students from different type of background, whether they are from fine arts, film, animation, graphics, architecture, and engineering. So we being situated in a technology institute is also advantageous because we can always bring in certain technologies and embed that with our design innovations. So that is how we look at Center of Design Excellence. It's a platform where we give these opportunities to students, not only IIT students but even students from other engineering and other institutes, to be part of this ecosystem where they get access to industry relevant problems. At the same time they have access to all the resources and knowledge base of IIT. So that is how the code is trying to bridge between industry requirements and the student requirements. So there are many institutes which are doing, but I think in a more a seamless platform was missing. I think that is what the gap code is trying to fill.
Okay. What are the UG and PG courses available in IIT Hyderabad?
So of course at the institute level we operate on different technology and design courses. Technology courses are primarily they are BTech programs, which are typically admissions to these programs is through IIT JEE entrance exams. We have an equivalent for design also. We have a bachelor's of design which is the admissions to which is done through undergraduate creative entrance examination in design, UC what it is known as, and then through that we admit students to our bachelor's program. Similarly, we have master's program. We have master's program in visual design, interaction design, product design, and this year we are also starting another master's program in film and animation. So the admissions to these is through another entrance test which is for the graduate student. It's called creative entrance examination in design, CEED, and typically these exams are conducted by IIT Bombay, and then it is pan India exam, and students who qualify this, then they get admissions to the design programs at IIT Hyderabad.
Okay, most of the students are unaware of all these courses available. Most of the people who are out of Hyderabad. How would you let people know about these courses?
Yeah, I think one is platform like this which can make these at least this information known to the especially the rural part of India and in especially in Telangana, where many of the students, they do have proper skill sets to enroll for a design program, but they don't know that there is such an exam or there is such a platform where they can showcase. See, people who are good with skill visualization and the creativity aspects, so they are the students who can really perform well in many of these design related
most programs. Of the people don't know this as a career opportunity actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think as a career opportunity, yes, design itself has established itself as one of the career opportunities, and my past experience with all the design students is that there's lot of traction either in terms of placement or in terms of the job market requirements, and design is something where we can also do something independently. So there is lot of freelance opportunities or consultancy opportunities, because here the individual performance matters rather than the organization. All the big IT and other organizations, they do have their own design departments, design wings, and they are almost at par with any other computer science or any other engineering graduates, even in terms of placements. So there are enough opportunities, and it is important that they understand what are the nuances of this particular program, and if they fare well with these, and it's a good opportunity for any students to get into this program.
There are many design oriented institutions like NID and IIT.
Yes.
Like, how is this different from those institutions?
So IIT Hyderabad has a department of design, and this is just one department in the whole of IIT. Similarly, there are many other IITs. If you take IIT Bombay, IIT Guwahati, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, many IITs also run design programs within their IIT ecosystem. So similarly, at IIT Hyderabad, Department of Design is one vertical, one department which runs design courses. Essentially, whether it is IIIT or NID, and there are multiple NIDs in different parts of the country, they are also supported by, they are also central government funded institutions. But again, different institutes have their own mandate. So though we are all centrally funded technical institutes or design institutes, we have our own operating structure. Again, the entrance exam for NID is different, entrance exam for IIIT DM is different. Similarly, the design departments in different IITs, we follow SEED and USEED format for our admissions. Apart from that, there is not much of a difference, but it all depends on the kind of students and the kind of courses which we are teaching. So similarly, even within the IIT ecosystem, there are different IITs which specialize in certain areas of design. So that is how students can pick and choose their area of interests.
Okay. What kind of the undergraduation should be done by a student to enter into this?
So to join any of our master's program, one of the primary requirements is that they have to qualify for undergraduate creative entrance exam in design. It's called SEED. And typically the people who are eligible to write SEED exam, they can come from varied background, whether they can have a bachelor's in architecture, bachelor's in design, bachelor's in engineering, bachelor's in fine arts, and there are many other programs which are listed on the SEED website. You can go through, but it's not necessary that they have to come from engineering or technology oriented courses.
What about the bachelor's they have to, like intermediate, what is the course they have to do to enter into this bachelor's?
So for our BDES program, the requirement is there are few design programs. We offer a bachelor's design program called BDES, and the admission to this is also through USEED. And again, the qualifying requirements, or the if you are eligible to write these exams, is you should clear at the intermediate level +2, but not necessarily that you have to be from a science stream or any specific stream. So it's primarily open to all the other streams, whether you are from physics, maths, biology, commerce, and other backgrounds. But there are IITs which have this constraint, that there are some IITs they take students only with PCM background. Okay. Say for example, IIT Guwahati, they are also in the process of relaxing, if I remember correctly, that right now there are few IITs which accept students from any other background, but there are IITs which also accept students from a specific background, say PCM.
Okay. Mostly in Telangana and in South India, students choose either BTech or medical as their career. Apart from these two, how would a student know that designing is a career opportunity, career option for him?
So see, one of the basic requirements for students to figure out is that they are interested in any design related courses is that it is about their innate and basic quality of their interest and how they want to progress in that particular career. Typically, whether it is a technology or engineering programs or it's medicine or any other program, they do have certain elements of designing involved in that. But people who are more creative, who are able to think in a more diverse way, who have broader perspectives, who can understand the other aspects of society, and then how technology and these things are intertwined and how they are connected, and if they want to learn more about those type of domains, and that is where they can definitely come to a design program and then get benefited from that. Also, we have students who have these special skill sets, say somebody who is good with sketching, illustration, photography. So any of these skills are also relevant for a design program.
Okay.
Hence, people who have these kind of inclinations in their from their childhood,
Yes.
and some of these things are you cannot get them by training.
Yeah.
You can get to some extent, but they should have that passion to pursue that particular field in the future. But many times what happens, because of this rush with the job market, and the either it's a parental push that okay, you have to do engineering or medical,
Because of society.
the societal pressure, or maybe their friends and family pressure, they get into these programs even though they are not purely interested in those fields. So I think people who have that passion, who are independently, they can think beyond the routine courses of engineering and medical. I think this particular program is meant for that. And even when they graduate, there are ample opportunities for different type of design professionals.
Could you please tell me what are those opportunities, career
So-
opportunities?
So from a career perspective, you take any software or IT companies, they have a dedicated design verticals. Currently what they do is they take people from engineering and then they get into the design aspects of it. But if you have a foundational understanding of design domain, they would be more directly employable in those ecosystems. Again, if it is more related to creative fields like photography, film, animation, graphic design, branding, many of these things are the relevant job opportunities, and they are actually at par with any other engineering professionals. So that way they will be able to craft their own areas of interest, and since they are interested in that domain, they are not forced to do something which is not of their interest. So that way they are also enjoying their job.
Do you have any real-time successful story of this designing student?
So till now we have graduated more than 10 batches of Master of Design and almost 4 batches of Bachelor of Design. So many of course most of them got placed in good companies, but there are few examples where you can see how they develop their own inner passion. So offhand I can recollect one of my existing PhD student. He was the first batch of our MDes program, and he came with a background in electronics engineering. And later on he got into design because he was in our master's program, and immediately after that, even when he was part of the program, he got an opportunity to work or do his internship in Xerox, which is one of the established research organization. And after that he graduated and he joined there's one well-known company called Adobe, and he was working for Adobe, and then for a couple of years he worked. Then he started a company of his own. And this is where he is trying to understand the role of technology, the role of design, the role of arts, and how as a society we are all connected with this. And because of his inclination, and this was a time when AI and other technologies are also influencing, he got into what is known as digital art, so where he can create digital art forms which can be traded on a technology platforms with Bitcoin and other blockchain technologies. So then he became he's one of the celebrated digital artists in today's world. And he shifted to Dubai, and now he's operating from Dubai, where he has his own firm which is working in digital art domain. And after that, again, he worked for several other companies as a consultant. And then doing all this, you have a kind of a satisfaction, and some of his artworks are showcased in well-known studios across the world. And he was also invited to the AI India Summit, where our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, he visited France, and his work was displayed in that AI Summit. And it's kind of an achievement for somebody who just starts with a humble beginning with a bachelor's in engineering, and then get on to the world of digital arts. And then he is again back, is currently doing his PhD with me. And here the dimension is completely different. He is working on philosophy and many other domains. So that is one example which I can offhand remember. But there are many such success stories. Many of the design leads in some of the companies which are in Hyderabad or even Bangalore and many other places have actually gone into the leadership roles in design. And they have successfully established themselves as designers. Some of them are into independent consultancy, independent filmmaking, independent graphic designing work. So that way it also gives that flexibility. People who are skilled, they can do something on their own. And they are also working for companies and supporting other organizations. So that way design as a profession is flexible according to your capabilities and your aspirations.
Till now we had a conversation about the student point of view. From now we have to talk about the owner point of view, like who is in a need of designing and all this. How would you explain about code to a owner who is never heard about this designing or logo creation or anything? How would you explain him?
So we have been interacting with many micro, medium, small enterprises, and typically these are organizations which are owned by the people with very less number of employees, and there are some of them might be a household industry itself. So in those cases, knowingly or unknowingly, they are in the process of designing. See, if you have to offer something new to the market, you have to get into through a process of design, creating something new. But the way they are approaching is that they are consciously not aware that how design has to be emphasized in the whole process. So that is where the code or Center of Design Excellence comes into picture, that we help them to streamline their design activities. See what are the stages, at what level, how and what kind of interventions can be made. And that is the primary objective of the Center of Design Excellence, that we have been teaching this to students, but that has to translate to the startups and industries. And primarily they are not aware of some of these advantages which they get when they apply design as a process. They will be doing similar thing, but it is more of responding to their clients or responding to their requirements, which otherwise if it is put in a proper design framework, I think that will resolve many of their challenges, and it's an advantage for them to get that leadership in the market.
Okay, most of the owners think logo is only for decoration purpose or to represent just a brand. How would you change this mindset of these owners?
Yeah, I think it goes beyond just a decorative item.
Yes.
See, not just now, there are many researchers and academicians who have emphasized the role of branding, and it is amply, as a layman, people think that okay, just put a logo or put some visuals or the title to your product. Of course, it is important. Even that itself communicates that okay, this is done by so and so organization. But if you do it in an effective way, where there are theories and methodologies of design, which helps you to identify what kind of design elements are representative of what kind of products you are doing, so that the relationship with the company, the relationship with the product is more ingrained into the psyche of the people, so that they get a long term engagement with the product, so that they also come back, they keep coming back to you for the requirements whenever they have that kind of requirement. So it's not just about making a logo, but it is more about creating a visual identity for that organization.
Nowadays, if you give a small prompt to any of the AIs or ChatGPT, you're getting a logo. How
Yes.
it is different from a professional making a logo or a simple AI making a video logo?
I think this is this is an appropriate question for this particular time period, that the generative AI has been disrupting many such fields, not just logo design, even it can design
Anything.
brochures, and
Yes.
you just give the prompt in an effective way.
Yeah.
But there are some aspects of AI which is also getting better day by day. Is that how AI understands the context? So that is something which is very important for any designers, that how do they understand the context, and in what context the design is being put. So same design outcome, whether it is logo or a product or any other designerly artifact, if it is placed in a different context, the complete meaning changes.
Yes.
I think that is something which AI is still trying
Figuring
to.
it out.
We don't know whether it will reach, but it is on that path.
Yes.
It may reach someday, but we don't know. But till then, at least the designer's responsibility is that you understand the context, you understand the meaning behind that. So I think that effectiveness is something which is still not there with the kind of AI or any other technologies which we have.
What's been the biggest challenge in bridging academia and industry through code?
So we are still in the process, and we are trying to engage with the industries and government. So it's a nice combination of both industry and government agencies, where the academia develop the skilled resources for industries. Government supports the industry and academia, and industry develops products which support the overall country, whether it is product for our own country or whether the products or services which we are exporting out of country. So one of the challenges for code when we talk to these multiple agencies is about the awareness of such kind of a center that purely focuses on design based solutions or design interventions. I think that is something which is which we have been trying to propagate, or try to see how whatever platform we are getting, we are trying to show that okay, there is a particular center which is exclusively trying to support design interventions for all the industries, and specifically MSMEs and startup, and they get benefited from that. Second is, as an academic institute, we have our own framework within which we operate, and as a government body, they have their own requirements in terms of auditing, budgets, allocation of funds, interaction with the industry. So these are some of the current challenges which we are trying to focus, and then we are already trying to overcome some of these challenges through many of our activities, where we are trying to bridge with both government and agencies. But yeah, being a new center in the domain, I think we have to establish ourselves as one of the design focused centers. So
how is Telangana government involved in shaping priorities of code?
yeah, Telangana government has been very proactive and supportive to all the design interventions or initiatives which we have been taking, either through code or any other initiatives from the department since beginning. And our engagement started since we started our activities at IIT Hyderabad with the establishment of department itself. And we were partner with Telangana government on multiple initiatives, starting from this World Design Assembly, And of course, there are many other initiatives of the government with which we are also engaged with them. So they have been very supportive, especially for code. They are the facilitating agencies. They are the one who can connect with the industry ecosystem. Specifically the Directorate of Industries, who have been helping us to connect with all the industries, and of course the routine operational requirements and the other activities of the code are also driven by state government support. So that way, all in all, it has been a great collaboration with the, and it's also a win-win for both government and the institute. And we are physically present here, just right at the outskirts of city of Hyderabad. It is also good opportunity for us to engage with the government and other agencies in the city, and in general for all the state of Telangana.
Heritage crafts and emerging technologies like AI, VR, and AR exist under the same roof at Code. How do these seemingly different words complement each other?
So yeah, I think it's a very relevant question that we do activities on different verticals, whether it is related to technology like artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality. At the same time, we also work with very grassroots and rural ecosystem and crafts of Telangana. And combining these two together itself gives us a kind of a platform where we can leverage the technological advances for the benefit of rural ecosystem. So some of the initiatives which we are currently doing, whether it is related to craft documentation, rural ecosystem for startups, self-help groups, women encouragement to new initiatives. So these are some of the activities of code which are primarily bridging the both the technology and the rural initiatives together. And in fact, there are research and then the work which shows that this bridging has led to many companies to set up their craft based products. And this is something which we are also trying as part of code, that we are trying to understand what are the challenges faced by these rural artisans, our craftspersons and heritage, because many of these heritage practices, whether it is tangible or intangible, maybe it is related to some folklore or some kind of food preparation or some products which they have been doing for generations.
Yes.
If you take Telangana, it is a very rich heritage and other cultural artifacts,
Yes.
which practice these practices primarily bring the belongingness to the state. I think with the technologies like VR, AR, we are trying to bring in certain elements of technologies into the rural crafts practices, and that has been the practice till now, that we have been working with the communities, and then they are also getting exposed to the different technologies, which is helping them to make their products visible to the outside world.
Okay. Do MSME often return for the continued collaboration with code?
Yeah, so see, code is not one single domain vertical where we address only one particular type of solutions. We have different verticals, and different companies have different requirements along these verticals, whether it is branding, whether it is new product development, whether it is IP, intellectual property registration, whether it is related to positioning their product in the market, or coming out of their day-to-day challenges which they face in their manufacturing facility or human resource management. So that way, code has different verticals for different aspects of MSMEs, and we have been working with many MSMEs depending on their requirements. So some companies or startups which are right in the beginning of their stage of life cycle, they require more handholding in terms of their branding and positioning, where the logo design and then the digital presence of their companies on the internet,
in their website.
yes, websites or any other social media outreach. So that is where the companies need some handholding. But once they establish, then they get into, say for example, if there's a manufacturing company, they have challenges to production, challenges to packaging, challenges to streamline their routine activities. So these aspects are also covered under the design ecosystem. And once they get into the market, they have many service design requirements. So whether it is related to touch point, whether it is related to their marketing outreach, so at different stage we support them at different level. I think going forward, the outreach of code would be at different level, and companies do come back for different requirements at different stages.
On a personal note, what has been the most rewarding moment in leading the code?
Yeah, I think personally it is very satisfying journey till now, and we are still in the process. And my personal take on this would be that even if one company or one person in that company gets benefited from the kind of effort we are doing, it gives me a kind of satisfaction that okay, the kind of hard work put by many people and many agencies, whether it is government, private, or the institution itself, I think that gives a joy of satisfaction. And recently we were conducting a workshop for all the self-help group women from a particular community on this lambada embroidery technique. Yes. And it happened that at the end of the workshop, many people, they came back to us, and in fact we had to do one more workshop for specialized people to train them on different design interventions. So I think that was the time when I felt that okay, there was specifically one particular group of people who were really energized by the kind of workshop we did, and hopefully they will also be taking up this initiative further. But that understanding that okay, this is going to help me, or this is going to support me in my own career progression, that kind of confidence it is trying to bring in. I think any initiative of that of scale, it gives an immense pleasure to personally to me, and but also to the success of the project. And we have been running all the skill development programs, and all the students, they keep messaging about their how did they benefit from this particular workshop. Some of them got a job in some institute. So every time we hear that okay, there's an impact which is getting created because of this initiative, I think it gives a lot of satisfaction. Yeah.
And finally, sir, what advice you would give to a student or entrepreneur or MSME owner about this code?
So my humble advice would be that see, in design we treat every human being as a designer. Everybody has that design quality. So you try to nurture the kind of quality of designing you have, and then if you are stuck anywhere, that is where we come into picture, that code is a place where you can support all your creative innovations and creative outcomes which you want to realize. I think that is the basic motto of Center of Design Excellence. But if you are students who are interested to get into a design program, look for whatever the qualifying examinations, and I think getting into an IIT and that too in a design program is something which is very challenging. And if you have the right kind of mindset and skill sets and approach, you will be able to benefit from this. For industries, yes, there are a lot of other ecosystems, especially in state of Telangana, which can help them to realize their products. Many such companies have been benefited and now they are established. But if you want to look at it from a design perspective, we are actually running a separate module for MSMEs, which we call Design Readiness Assessment Survey. And that is where they can reach out to us on our website. They can search for code IIT Hyderabad. So all the details are there on the website. They can get in touch with them and then identify where the design interventions can be made, and then we will also be happy to support in those specific interventions.
Thank you.